What's going on, everybody? KingofDragons 5000 here, coming at you with another figure review. Today we'll be having a look at the McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse Owlman of the Crime Syndicate. And so here we have Owlman pose and out of the packaging. Before we have a look at the figure, let's actually run through his accessories. Owlman does come with a Starro Spore, which does fit around the figure nicely, as well as two arms of the Starro the Conqueror Build-A-Figure. He also comes with a standard McFarlane display stand, but other than that, Owlman gets no other accessories. So with that out of the way, let's have a closer look at Owlman. And so here we have a closer look at Owlman, and I think McFarlane has done another great job with this figure. Now, Owlman is the Earth 3 counterpart of Batman, so you don't really have Batman, you have Owlman, which I think he's a much scarier character than Batman. This is essentially Batman with no limitations, and yeah, he can be quite scary at times, and I really do like the design of this character. You can see he does have his owl cowl right here, which looks really nice. The goggles are very accurate to the Owlman look. He is known for having the goggles. But yeah, I really like this cowl. It does have that shape of the owl. You can see the beak right here in the nose. We have the lower beak right here, and then we have the eyebrows coming up. So yeah, really good look, and you can see that he does have his unmasked part of his face exposed, just like Batman. But I overall love the cowl. It has a lot of good detailing on it, so we get some line work as well, and it kind of does look like Batman's first mask from back in the day. But yeah, really liking the way this figure came out. So having a look at the rest of the figure, let's actually talk about his cape first. Unlike Batman, his cape actually does come to his shoulders, but it kind of leaves like these shoulder pads right here, and it does drape down into this segmented cape, and it kind of does look like feathers on an owl, and they did a really good job of sculpting that. Even the feathers right here in the front have some nice sculpt work to them, and I just love the layered look to it. I think this is one of my favorite things about Owlman is his cape. Even right here on his shoulder pads, you have that feathered look. Just overall really liking the way his cape looks, and just an overall really nice design. His armor is done very nice. You can see some panel lining in his armor, as well as his owl symbol right there. Does come down a little bit, and it does have that layered effect to it. As you can see, he does have some armor plating right here on the side. I do like the texturing detail right here on his shoulder pads going onto his arms. Those are also done very nicely. We do have that same owl motif right here on his gauntlet, where you can see it does look like the feathers, and I think they should have layered this a little bit more, but it does look really nice. So very good job there by McFarlane. The talons on his glove also look really nice, and his hands are done in a softer plastic, so you don't have to worry about stabbing yourself with his claws. Just like with Batman, he does have a utility belt where you can see all the pouches going all the way around with his owl rings and all his other gadgets of terror. Again, we do have his owl symbol right here on his belt buckle, and then we do have some more detailing right here. It does look like he is wearing Kevlar, which you would expect that out of Batman or the Batman-like character. The Kevlar is more than likely bulletproof, and it does have this segmented look to it, so it does look like there's some armor segments underneath this. Looking really nice. And then we go on to his knees, where he does have the knee pads, which also have some really good sculpt work on them. Done very well, and you can see they actually do have some detailing going on the back of his legs. So really nice attention to detail, showing that they are strapped around. Then we go on to his boots, where you can see more of that armored look to it. We have some more panel lining right here, which looks really nice. I would like to see some panel lining actually etched in, like some paint work would have been nice, but that's nothing I can't take care of with a Gundam marker. So yeah, that looks really nice. I absolutely love the way it came out. And then we go on to his boots, where again it's just that gray. I really do like these new joints that McFarlane is using. They do work better with the sculpt. As you can see, it's a more seamless look, and it keeps all its functionality. So really loving that updated bit of engineering. So yeah, Owlman here looks very impressive, and I am happy to finally have him. He's probably my second favorite Crime Syndicate character, next to Deathstorm. Deathstorm's also really cool. But with that out of the way, guys, let's actually get Owlman compared to other figures you may have in your collection. Here we have Owlman posed next to a Marvel Legends Cyclops in a DC Multiverse Superman. Here we have Owlman posed next to a WWE Elite Scale figure in a Mezco 1/12 collective Popeye the Sailor Man. And for one final comparison, here we do have Owlman posed next to a Lightning Collection White Ranger in a Star Wars Black Series Mandalorian. So with the comparisons out of the way, let's actually move on to Owlman's articulation now. He does sport a double ball joint in the head, which does let him look up to about that far. He can look down quite a bit really nicely. He has no limitations here in his head, so he gets full range of movement, which I absolutely love that. He does turn left and right as well. We do have a ball joint in the shoulder, which does pivot forward and back nicely, up and down. Then he does go out to the side, a little bit past horizontal, so I do like that. It's a little bit stiff. He does do a full 360, but you gotta fight his cape and his shoulder pads, and thankfully these are a softer plastic, so they do get out of the way. He does have a bicep swivel, which works really nicely. We have a double bend here at the elbow, giving us some really good range, and then you can see his hand moves perfectly fine. No issues there. We do have a ball joint here in the torso, which does lean back to about that far, and I think I'm pushing that joint to its limits. Unfortunately, he gets very limited, if any, forward mobility, and to the side, he actually gets some surprisingly good side to side. He does rotate here at the waist, which that's honestly surprising that his utility belt is part of his abdomen joint and not part of the crotch joint or crotch piece. That's really interesting. Combining those two joints, he gets a little bit better range, but not the best. Side to side works no problem. Legs do kick forward to about right there. Really good range going forward. Impressive range going back. Owlman is flexible going out to the side. Yeah, no problem. He does a split beautifully. We do have a thigh swivel up high. Then we do have a double bend here at the knee, a little bit stiff on mine, but it does move after you get to work. We have a swivel here at the ankle, as well as a hinge which goes very far back, very far forward. We have forward facing pin for rocker ankle, and as always you can rotate that to give him a true rocker ankle. And then finally we do have a very generous toe hinge. So overall, Owlman has some pretty good articulation, a little bit hindered right here in the abdomen, but for the most part it is very impressive everywhere else. So with that out of the way, let's actually get Owlman posed for my final thoughts, and then we'll wrap up this review. And so here we have the McFarlane Multiverse Owlman pose for my final thoughts, and overall Owlman here is a very exceptional figure. I love the detail that they put into him. I think the cape is one of my favorite things about this figure. It's a really nice segmented cape, as you would expect out of Owlman, and the detailing on him is quite good as well. I absolutely love the Kevlar design that they went with on his unarmored parts, and then the armored parts in the gray do look really nice. I just kind of feel like he had a little bit of paint just to bring out some of the detailings that he has on him. His armor plating has some panel line work that I really think would really benefit from a wash or a dry brush, as well as some of the black parts of his armor also have this really nice detail. Overall, Owlman here is done very, very well, and I am happy to have an Owlman in my collection. I really didn't pick up any of the Crime Syndicate figures from either Mattel or DC Direct or Collectibles, and having them in hand, I kind of want to go back and collect some of them, but I do know that the older figures do have some quality control with them. I think Owlman here looks fantastic, and he looks great posed next to Superwoman and Ultraman. And I am happy that he also does come with his very own Starro Spore, as well as the limbs to complete your Starro the Conqueror. If you are looking for Owlman, he is exclusive to Target as well as the rest of the Crime Syndicate wave. He is starting to ship from Target. I did pre-order mine from Target.com, and he did ship very recently. I actually got him just a couple days ago. Owlman here looks fantastic with the rest of the Crime Syndicate, and if you're a fan of the Crime Syndicate, Owlman is a must-have. With that being said, guys, I'm KingofDragons 5000. Don't forget to like this video, leave a comment, subscribe to my channel. Go ahead and check out all my other action figure reviews, as well as all my other DC Multiverse videos. Hopefully you find them informative. As always, if there's a figure you would like to see me review, let me know down in the comments, and if it's in my collection, I'll gladly have a look at it. While you're at it, check out my Instagram account for new and exciting action figure photos, and as always, ring that bell to be notified every time I upload a video. Until next time, guys, I'll see you later. Take care, everyone.